Hi, today I'm going to be showing you easy chicken breasts marinated in a dry mesquite marinade that we're going to grill on a panini press. I have a store-bought package of the marinade. We will add some liquids to it, and I also have 2.5 pounds of whole chicken breasts. They're boneless and skinless, and I'm going to use the panini press to cook them, and you don't always have to have sandwiches or quesadillas or a grilled cheese on a panini press. It can be used to cook raw meat the same way you would do it on an open outdoor grill or on a grill pan on the stove. The panini press will give it nice color and nice stripes. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the chicken breasts. I'm going to actually cut them in half because they are rather thick, and for the panini press, for it to cook it evenly on both sides, they should be a little bit thinner. You could also pound these out, but I'm just going to use a knife. Use a sharp knife so that you don't cut yourself, and cut it in half. And even if something turns out a little bit thicker, you can still pound it out later before you put it on the panini press. I'm cutting this one in half as well. I also find that cutting chicken like this yourself is a little bit cheaper than buying the pre-cut thin cutlets at the store. And I got these at Publix, and the packages of chicken were actually buy one get one half off, so that's always a nice deal. And I tried to buy extra and freeze what I don't need. I'm cutting off a little bit of that fat there. This chicken did not have that many fatty pieces, but if you see fat, you can certainly just cut that off. I'm cutting this also in half, and I plan to grill the smaller pieces, the cutlets, together, and the thicker pieces together as well for even cooking time. And now I'm gonna go and wash my hands. I've got 2 ingredients that we're gonna add to this dry packet. It's a mesquite packet, as I said. You could use really any flavor of chicken. This is just what I had in the pantry, and I'm adding 1/4 cup of olive oil and 1/4 cup of water. Many of these packets often ask for lime juice, lemon juice, orange juice, or pineapple juice. So if you have those, and if they're freshly squeezed, that's even better. It makes the flavor of whatever meat you're marinating pop even more. But for this one, it only required oil and water. So that is what I'm adding. And I'm also going to mix these with gloves on. I feel that using gloves gets the marinade kind of into the meat a little bit better than using a spoon. And even if you don't have gloves, you could always just wrap your hand in a large Ziploc bag and kind of massage the meat that way, and that way everything is evenly coated and you don't have just dry powder sitting on top of the chicken or all these spices going to the bottom. I will mix them first before I leave them in the fridge overnight, but you could also move it around again, maybe after 4 to 6 hours, just to make sure that the top pieces don't dry out. Here I am just mixing it. The recipe on the package also said you could save about 2 tablespoons for basting. If I was doing this in the oven or on an outdoor grill, we would be basting, but on the panini press, these will cook really fast, 15 to 20 minutes. Don't really need to baste them. So I'm gonna just leave all the liquid there. Another thing you could do with leftover marinade is you could just drizzle it on some vegetables as well. So I'm packeting into the liquid as much as I can. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap and leave it in the fridge for about 12 to 20 hours. Here I'm preparing my panini press. This one does not have a temperature setting. It's just all one temperature. I'm coating it with a little bit of olive oil spray, and then I'm going to cook the smaller pieces first. I'm placing the lid down. It does cook it flat and even because the lid adjusts, and I ended up actually cooking this a total of 3 minutes, and it got both sides pretty well grilled and nicely caramelized. I'm sliding them off into a casserole dish. I like to actually store these in the fridge in the casserole dish because it just makes reheating it so much easier. Here I have 2 more pieces done. These cooked for a total of 7 minutes. So again, the thicker the meat is, just the longer you need to leave it on there. And just to make sure, I did a temperature check, and we're well over 165 degrees internal temperature in the chicken. I'm also keeping my spatula separately. The tongs are touching the raw chicken, and the spatula, the red spatula, is a different one that I used to take off the cooked chicken. The last couple pieces are done cooking. I have the crosshatch marks on these, and the easy way to do it is when you're laying down the chicken, you can put it at one angle, and then when you are halfway through, just turn the chicken to the opposite of that angle, and then you will get those nice hatch marks. This is the final chicken. As you can see, 2.5 pounds. Ended up with kind of a lot of chicken, but I plan to use this not just as an entree. I will freeze some of it to use in a soup later, and chop up some of it just to use in salads. So grilled chicken is always a great go-to staple. This ended up having a very smoky, slightly barbecue flavor because it was, as you remember, a mesquite marinade, which has a smoky flavor to it, but it is not spicy at all. This was an easy kind of meal prep recipe. I really hope you try it and use the panini press to do more than just grilled cheese sandwiches. Try using it for different dishes, different meats, to make cleanup and cooking a lot easier. Thank you and have a great day.